Man, another woke cringe liberals compilation. Man, I gotta check this one out. Man, how can you not make fun of them? These stupid Gen Z kids, like, they're so cringe. Like, look at them with their stupid TikTok dances. Dude, look, oh my god, look at this woke Twitch streamer, bro. Oh my god, dude. If only I was born, like, I don't know, like 50 years earlier when real men existed. Oh my god. If only I lived back then when the real men existed. Maybe if we lived back like in the 1950s, I could have like a girlfriend. These girls these days, they just want to sleep with chads and they don't know what a real gentleman is like. If you clicked on this video, there's a good chance that you probably feel lonely from time to time. And you're not the only one. Did you know that about a third of men say they experience loneliness? And as far as I know, that's only the people who report it. There seems to be an epidemic of loneliness overtaking modern men at this point. And the little scene that played out at the beginning of this video is basically what my behavior was around 3 or 4 years ago as a result of that loneliness. I'm sure you can relate to constantly watching those videos of those cringy Gen Z Zoomers, whilst you also being one. But you're not the same as them, right? They're the other people. You're on the good guys' side, right? See, what loneliness does, especially in the online space, as far as I saw it, it basically pits groups of people into teams. You're either on this team, the cool guys team, or you're on the cringy other guys team. And the content you consume is literally tailored by algorithms to exacerbate this to an even greater extent. That's why at the age of 13, 14, 15, I couldn't get enough of those cringe SJW compilations. Not because I wanted to see people express their thoughts and feelings about society. It's because I wanted to make fun of them. And then all the other people in the comment sections agreeing with my opinion, which they had also been fed by those same videos, well, they agreed with me. We were on the same team. I didn't have to feel lonely anymore because there are people out there that also agree with me. And this probably seems fine, right? You have a group of people, a group of guys that you agree with. What's wrong with that? Two main issues. The first problem is that the one thing that you're centered around, the one thing that brings you all together, is negativity. The only reason why I felt good that the other guys watching the cringe Zoomers, cringe TikTok dancers, cringe cringe this, cringe that compilation, the only reason that I felt a sense of community with them is because they also felt that same hatred that I felt, that same hatred that was cultivated by these algorithms showing me constantly this thing that I didn't like, and yet I kept watching it because I felt a sense of community around the other people who didn't like that thing. And if you think this doesn't apply to you, you watching this video up to this point literally proves that. That means that at some point you've clicked on some other self-improvement, or you've looked up self-improvement or working out videos, because that is what the algorithm is built to feed you now that you've clicked on those videos. Now, as I was saying before, this issue is twofold. One is you're cultivating a sense of community and purpose around something that's hateful. You're hating, you're poking fun. No matter how righteous you think that energy is, like I mentioned with the embrace masculinity, reject, no matter how righteous you think that sense of community is, if the fundamental purpose of that community is to hate and poke fun at others, or just a major part of that community is meant to hate or poke fun at others, then that community is centered around negativity. The second part of this issue is that it's entirely online. There's no real social connection to these other people. They're all nameless and faceless. All those comments that you see on those videos of embrace masculinity, reject maturity, this stupid SJW cringe. Oh my God, we need to bring back the strong men. Well, yes, masculine strong men are inspiring. Absolutely. Why would I disagree with that? The fundamental issue here is that, one, you're not doing anything to become a masculine strong man. Two, you're kind of disrespecting those strong men by using their memory and legacy in order to make fun of other people, which is, I don't really get that part. And then the next issue is that it's entirely online. You have no way to connect with those people in those comments. You're not actually in the gym with them lifting the weights and embracing masculinity. You're just sitting until you get so tired in your crusty black computer chair that you decide to finally turn off the computer at 3 in the morning and then go to bed. Now, we've gotten a little excited and animated and frustrated even of me talking about these SJWs and masculinity and society and all this stuff. But I don't want to stray away from the real question that this video brings up, which is, am I also lonely? Am I one of the lonely men? And right now, I guess nobody's looking at you, so, you can peel back the facade a bit. Drop the tough guy act and actually ask yourself, do I feel lonely right now? Is that a problem for me? When you turn off the computer and all the Discord guys are gone, all the YouTube comments are gone, all the Twitch chatters are gone, then how do you feel once the screen is off? When you turn off this video, which if you haven't done already, you're probably going to do in another few seconds, before you do that, I need you to ask yourself, am I really lonely? Why do I feel this way? What can I do to change it? Is there anything I can do to change it? These are hard-hitting questions that don't have easy answers. People spend their entire lives or end their lives wondering why they feel lonely. And the existence of these social media platforms, constant dopamine, instant gratification, your brain's reward circuit getting hardwired and overdrive to the point where it needs more and more gratification to distract yourself from that loneliness. It makes answering a question like that really tough. Now, I am going to give some realistic, actionable steps to help curb some of these problems, which genuinely worked for me, because don't get it twisted. I still felt those feelings regardless of having friends in high school. It can still happen. You can be surrounded by other people and still feel that way. So how do we combat this issue of male loneliness? I have 2 pretty basic steps that will work for the majority of guys, because for someone like me it worked, and I was critically addicted to the internet and still have lingering effects of that addiction. The first thing you can do is to start going out of your way to do nice things for other people. This probably sounds really alien for you. Going out of your way to do nice things for other people without expecting anything in return. There was actually a university study on this. They would stop people on the street and give them either $5 or $20 and tell them there's only one rule. They would tell half the people you have to spend this $5 or $20 today on yourself, or another group of people, they would tell them you have to spend this $5 or $20 today on somebody else. And something as simple as buying someone else like a $5 coffee or taking them to lunch. It was only $5 or $20. What that study found is that the people who had spent the money on somebody else felt drastically higher feelings of happiness for the entire day. And it had lingering effects. And this wasn't just in a wealthy country. They did it in 2 different countries. They did it in Canada, a country where people have a lot of money. And then they also did it in Uganda, a country where people don't have a lot of money. And even still, they saw the same result. Spending that money on somebody else, regardless of if they give you something in return. Even better if they don't give you anything in return. Because then it feels like you're just doing each other a favor that's going to be repaid. Just going out of your way to do something nice for somebody else gave people a significant boost in their happiness. Now, this probably sounds really weird to you. Why would I just want to do nice things for other people if they've never done anything for me? What's in it for me? It's really hard to drop that initial defensiveness you have against it, but I'm telling you, if you're someone who really cares about the stats and statistics, then maybe you should give this a try. And the second thing you can do to combat this internal loneliness is to seek a group of people that you can do positive things with. This is kind of the inverse of that problem that I first mentioned, that one of the reasons that we're getting even more lonely is because we're only grouping up with people on the internet to do negative things, like make fun of others, leave negative comments, constantly being negative. If you were to seek out a group of people doing something positive, like a group of people on self-improvement who are constantly striving to push each other, lift each other up instead of putting other people down, that's going to positively impact your mental health. Your mind will constantly be filled with thoughts of how to improve, how to get better. How can I help this guy get better? How this guy is helping me get better. And the self-improvement part sounds pretty vague, but let me give you a more specific example. You could join a group of guys going to the gym. You could meet the same group of guys working out at a martial arts club. Simple things like that. Or it could be even simpler than that. Reading. Something as simple as reading the same book as someone else or a group of other people can positively impact you, because reading is a very positive skill to have. And you probably haven't read a book since your last school assignment, but reading for the purpose of wanting to read a book because you like it and you're interested in it is a great way to improve your mental health and to improve your mental skills too. What can you lose? What exactly can you lose by reading? You have a lot more to lose by staying in your crusty computer chair, constantly ruining your posture to write another negative comment and staying in front of the screen for another 7 hours so you can watch the next cringe compilation. Back to back to back to back. This video is getting a little long, so I hope that by now this resonates with someone who realizes that they've been doing this whole time. Because it took me a while to realize that I was. And now that I'm taking active steps to minimize that damage that I did to myself, life feels a lot better. I feel a lot less of the symptoms of loneliness that I once felt. And I still have a ways to go, but man, I really hope the same for you guys. Thanks for watching. Remember, winners win, losers lose. Please, go be a winner today.